So if you're going to be calculating PFICs, there's a certain amount of information you have. And this is often the most difficult part of the entire thing, is getting all the information together. To properly do the math, you need a complete transaction history from the time of purchase. You need the dates of purchases, sales, reinvestments, the number of shares or units involved, the amounts in functional currency, because you have to do spot rate conversions to US, the end of year values, all distributions, including return of capital, and of course, any splits, mergers, switches, and all of that. PFIC taxation is based on holding period and basis. So obviously you need to know when these things were purchased to use the correct spot rate. Some of these currencies have fluctuated quite dramatically over the last 40 years. And of course, you need to know if there's pre-PFIC periods. It's a lot of information. Some countries are much more difficult to get information from than others. Do your best. Sometimes you're going to have incomplete information. So what do you do when you have that, right? When you have incomplete information and your clients get annoyed at you? Well, we send them back to their brokers or banks to try and get the information we need. Some countries are easier to get this from than others. But if they have a broker, the brokers can generally pull a history for these. If it's on a spreadsheet, all the better. When you can't get all the information, you need to explain the risks to the client. If the client is audited, you're probably going to lose unless you can out-talk the auditor, which, quite frankly, you can do if you're really familiar with the regs. If not, the auditor can and may open up other years and maybe even other matters to audit. Your statute of limitation can be held open on the whole tax return if the form is deemed to be incorrect or incomplete. Failure to file just leaves you open to all kinds of problems. It can also cause other international information forms to be incomplete if you didn't include them on, say, the FBARs or the 8938s.